Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a good day so far. So in this video today I have yet another chess game to share with you guys. So as you guys may have probably read from the title now, while I was playing the game I made a move which the chess engine on chess.com considered it to be a brilliant move, and that was my very first time ever doing a brilliant move. So let's take a look at how the game went and what that brilliant move was. So we started with e4. By the way, I was playing as white, and my opponent responds with e5, and then I went knight f3, and he goes knight c6, which is a pretty typical Ruy Lopez or Italian game setup. So I went for the Italian game, and my opponent brought their bishop to c5, and then I castle, and we went on with our normal development, and I sort of destroyed my opponent's pawn structure there a little bit, which was a pretty good compensation, I would say. And then they bring out their knight, I pin it to their queen, they castle, and now I attack their bishop. And they counterattack by going h6, attacking my bishop as well. So I take theirs, they take mine, and I grab an extra pawn. Their queen takes back, and I took the hanging pawn on g5 with my knight. Knight goes to g4. I take it. I don't know why my opponent made that simple blunder. He literally gave away his knight, and then I just started completely destroying him after this, because at this point I was up quite a bit of material. I'm up a knight, and I still have my knight pair, rooks, and we're pretty equal in terms of how many pawns we have, although I'm also up a pawn. And then I went knight to f7 check, and he should have just moved his king probably to h7, but instead he took his rook, which was a more valuable piece. Exchanged it off with my knight, so I took the rook. He brings his rook to d8 for the open file, and I threw another check at my opponent. My opponent runs back, and then I just had to defend that crucial back rank file so that my opponent doesn't get there. And the queen goes to e2. I bring out my knight to d2, and the rook takes it. And this was a blunder on my part as well. I didn't see that, so I decided to just attack his queen by going rook a to e1. He rescues his queen, and then his queen takes another pawn. And I chase it away even more by going rook to b2, but this queen is just really stubborn. It refuses to leave, so it decided to just move even closer to my territory. So I traded rooks, and my opponent agreed to it, so that's what we did. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And now I had to make sure that his queen doesn't take my rook on d1, or else I would be in trouble, as in I would get checkmated, because this would be a back rank mate and there's nothing I can do to stop it. So I went queen d7 to protect the rook, and then black queen decides to take my pawn on f2. I take theirs on c7. Queen goes back, and I bring my queen back to d6 to defend the rook once again. And now they start marching their pawn down the board, trying to promote to a queen. And I bring out my king once again to g1, and once again they're advancing their pawn. I go rook f1 to set up this check on f8, and they don't realize what I'm doing, so I decided to at this point I could either take the pawn or go for the check, but I decided to just check the king, which is what I did here. And the king runs to h7, and now it's mate in 1 if my opponent doesn't blunder, and for now they're on the offensive side, so they threw another check at me. I went rook f1 to block it, and then the queen goes e3 check, so I run back to my corner, and now the black pawn is one square away from promoting to a queen. So this could go either way. I could win the game, or this could end very badly for me. So let's go on and see how this happens. See what happens. So I go h3, and my opponent goes queen c3. I'm not sure what the point of that move is. I don't really understand it, but moving on. King h2, and now they promote. And I could take the queen here with my rook, but then it would just be a pretty equal game now. In fact, I'm down material because they have two queens and a knight, while I only have a queen and a rook. So I went rook f7, and they sacrificed their queen for no reason. It does nothing at all, so I took it, and now there's no more threats for me. So I just ended the game with this killer move, queen g7, checkmate. So yeah, that's pretty much how this game went. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, leave them down below. Although I don't think there's any questions that you guys might have regarding chess, but if you do have any regarding coding, definitely let me know, and I would be glad to answer it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.